This is actually probably the nationals that is approached the most differently amongst all the athletes. I know for me, it was each of the last 2 cycles. I definitely treated it differently, and this was probably the most that I've treated it any differently. And for us, I mean, it's about the cycle is 4 years is a long time. It's a long time to really invest into the sport, what you need in order to have ultimate peak performance. So even walking into this meet, I'm excited. I'm excited about what I'm here to do. I'm excited about trying to make world championships and trying to represent Team USA. But with that, I'm certainly probably I'm fairly certain that there's probably something left in the tank, knowing that I have a little better performances in me in the future.
Go ahead and take questions.
What? You guys not hear me?
David, you want to lead us off? I know you did.
I do.
Don't turn that thing off.
Oh, is this a mic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, with the sprint events being the way they are, kind of you and all these young guys. So, what are you excited about racing them and about seeing what they can do, especially in that 100 freedom?
Oh yeah, it is very exciting. I mean, I'm just excited about the race. I think actually tomorrow's prelims is going to be really interesting. I think there's just enough quality that someone really good is probably going to be stuck in the B final, and I don't want to be that guy. So if there's it's kind of an inflection point. It's interesting. I mean, the backstrokers, for instance, those guys, man, they get to go so easy in the morning. But for us, we have like 8, 9, 10 guys that are very, very highly capable, that are very good. So it just changes the entire dynamic of how we approach that race in the morning, because we don't want to be there stuck on the sidelines or finishing our race as the A finals walking out.
How much have you sort of followed the happenings internationally in the sprint, especially with the relay looking a little bit on the weak side internationally? Chalmers out, France not really having much.
Oh, their relays. I was like, our relay looks weak? Nah. No more, no less than any other time. Again, it's something that we can only control ourselves. We can only control what we do and what we do here and how we stack up in that aspect. Once it comes time to actually qualifying for Worlds and actually putting together the finals relay at Worlds, that's when we really need to hone down on what the other countries are doing, how they've been swimming, what their trajectories are, and what we think that they're going to do come the meet. But for now, it's just not something that we really pay attention to, at least for me.
Working on your 100 free, you talked about how you kind of messed with the strategy a lot this season. Any hints you can give away about what you're leaning towards doing tomorrow?
It's funny, everything kind of just is like normalizing back out to like going out fast and just trying to come back. It's as I rest, I get a little bit more speed, and that back end kind of falls off a little bit. There's no doubt about it, but we're gonna go ahead and try to swim a way that is successful for us tomorrow.
So no more coming back in 24/7?
I would like to, but I mean, unfortunately, when I came back in 24/7, I think I went out in 23 high or something, so that's not going to get it done.
Nathan, continuing training with the Cal group, what is the benefits of that?
Oh man, there's numerous benefits of training with the Cal group. I think one of the least of which not being just having an elevated level of training each and every day. Those guys, and not just our Cal postgrads, our Cal undergrads too. There's just going to be someone that's firing off. That's having a good day. There's especially as I get a little older, I know that I'm not the guy that can have a good day every day. But when the time comes, you gotta step up and compete. And there's always someone to compete against. So whether or not you're going best times in practice, there's always going to be someone in the lane next to you that you're racing, that you really have to kind of fight to get on the wall first.
So Nathan, how has getting engaged shaped your mental focus?
Well, it's good to happen this year. It's really, Hallie and her mom have been doing an incredible job of planning everything. I give input when asked, but I'm certainly along for the ride in terms of being in control. But yeah, it's definitely different. Just having someone else that's significant in your life that you are caring for each and every day, whereas before it was kind of just me, all the time. What am I going to do to recover? What am I going to do to get myself ready for the next practice? What am I going to do for myself to get ready for the next the next meet? But it's no longer just me and me alone anymore.
Seeing Murph go through this pro transition, now being a part of Team Speedo, along with you, what do you think he's learned from that process, and where do you think he's at coming into this meet?
Oh man, when you ask me that, I probably reflect back on myself and my experience, more so just out of habit, more so than what I've maybe taken from our interactions and how we talk about this stuff. So back I know for myself back in this particular situation, I think now is the time that I learned that going through the pro process is super fun. It's very interesting. There's a lot more that goes into it than just meets the eye. But certainly, again, the thing that you can do best for yourself more than any level of branding or anything that you do, social media wise or this or that appearance is just swim fast. So that's something that Murph is really good at, and I'm sure he's going to do here.
Did you give him any advice as he went through that process?
Yeah. I mean, just it takes a while, man. I mean, he only signed recently. It's not like he only started looking last week. These things they take some time. Again, it's like I said, there's more that goes into this process than most people see. So
the fact that he was the first one to sign out of this great class of college seniors.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah.
What does that say about his kind of status as the future of American men's swimming?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. I mean, that's more. There's more to that than just his status. I mean, those are some great athletes that aren't signed. I guess I'm lucky to come out when I did. But yeah, I mean, it's not something that you have to really search that hard for. He got 3 gold medals last summer and a world record, so certainly he deserves it.
Anything else for Nathan?
Is there a race besides the ones you'll be competing in that you're most excited to watch?
Ooh. No, there's not. I mean, I think, this is kind of becoming cliche because I've said it a couple times, but each race they're developing their own stories, and it's not the same stories that we've seen in the past. I mean, the 200 IM actually comes to mind as one of the most dynamic ones. That story has been the same for so long, and it was very interesting because it was going back and forth between Ryan and Michael, but it's going to be neither of those guys on the team this year. So I guess that would probably come to mind as one of them.
You discussed changing up your training routine coming out post Olympic year. Can
Mm-hmm.
you talk about what the difference was this time around?
Yeah, well, this year I'd say was in a sense it was almost like a way to scan a lot of the different training techniques and see what works for me. What does my body respond to well? What does my body not like so much? As I'm becoming an older athlete, what can I still recover from, well, and then, how far is too far? I think as swimmers, we've all experienced overtraining, and our thresholds for overtraining are going to be different, and they change with age. So, now I think I have a better sense of that, better idea of my capacity as an athlete, and then moving forward as we figure out the next 3 years. I mean, this is a really important meet. I shouldn't understate the importance of this meet, but certainly next year is a step further in that as we qualify for two summers and the World Championships before the Olympics all next summer.
Are there any goals besides just making sure you get your spots?
No, there's not. It's just getting my spots. I think that's huge. Like you said, man, it's competitive out there. There's some young, hungry faces that want to swim some individual races. So it's not a walk in the park to qualify on these teams.
What are you gonna do with 3 days off?
3 days off. Oh, I know. I'm probably going to see more of the inside of my hotel than I want to. Oh shoot, what's that stupid show called? I started Troll Hunters on Netflix. It's a stupid animated show, but it's pretty interesting. I'm looking for suggestions. I'm probably going to run out of this. I think I'm on like episode 8 or 9 already, which is like 5-6 hours of programming. Which I'm gonna. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the next show up is.
All right, thanks, Nathan.
Great. Thank you guys.
We'll be back with Mark momentarily.